Even though it's become pretty much a joke to include the word tycoon in your video game's title, I still get a little bit curious when I do see a new game pop up with it. And there's a new one called Lunch Truck Tycoon 2 that's now out on the PS4. But will this one make you feel like the true king of midday meals, or like those days in school where they serve mystery meat? You're gonna want to skip out. The original Lunch Truck Tycoon was released a couple of years back on PC, and now the few reviews that have been written for it, I didn't have a whole lot of high hopes for it. None of the other games the company had also released seemed to really be that well done either, and this one is pretty much more of the same. The game is kind of an open world. You're able to explore Luncher Island, and while there's a decent amount to see, there really isn't a whole lot to do. The game has a story, kind of bare bones little story that's included, and there's a few other tasks to complete on the island. The game though isn't really a tycoon game in the traditional sense. It actually has more in common with the classic GTA games or the Amiga classic Miami Chase. Heck, even the camera angle is almost identical to those games and brings the same problems of not really being able to see too far ahead or seeing exactly where you want to, even though you are able to turn the camera. The game's called Lunch Truck Tycoon, but it's more of a just food truck tycoon, or food truck game. Basically, you drive around and sit at random spots and hope that people come up and buy food from you. You have to have the food in your inventory, as well as make sure that your prices are set properly in your menus in order for people to be enticed to buy things. You can also make sure that your truck is clean by taking it to the car wash to make sure that the customers don't end up getting appalled by what you look like. Though for the most part, the graphics are pretty appalling in themselves. As soon as you begin the game, you're kind of just dropped in and menus just kind of start popping up. It's very easy to kind of start driving the truck and have even more menus pop up. The game doesn't seem to realize you already have one prompt open, so don't open others, but you can do that, and because of that, multiple menus can open at once and you can end up interacting with the wrong thing. Heck, even after hours of playing, I still absolutely got frustrated every time I needed to change something simple in the menus because it seemed to always be fighting me. The game doesn't have a time limit. It does have a day-night cycle, and certain areas of the city are active or less active during different times of day, of course, as well as some missions require you to get to places quicker than others, but it really never seemed to be much of an issue as far as the time limit was concerned, if there even really was one most of the time. Most quests in the game pretty much boil down to go to spot A, then go to spot B, C, D, etc. until you finally complete the mission. Sometimes in between you'll also have to sell a certain number of items of a certain food type. The thing is though, you're not just buying ingredients, you're just buying the food. You're buying like pre-packaged, I guess, sandwiches and other things that you're going to be selling. Also, I don't know why you have to go around the city to buy them. Why can't they just be shipped to your hub, as if you were a business and setting up your truck ahead of time and then going out? The game does have other trucks for you to buy, as well as upgrades for your truck to improve things like speed and handling, though this is honestly just a minimal addition. The main goal though is just to kind of get a high score in each area to unlock that area's trophy. Once you hit a certain point, you're rewarded with it. There is that story mode that's kind of just tacked on to the game and doesn't have to be done. And besides that, there's also things like the competition to get kind of rare food items. The only way you're able to get these certain food items by doing these, and basically you just need certain items and get them within a certain time and you're rewarded with it. You're not really competing against the other trucks. In fact, there's no other trucks that you're competing against at all, so you're not really becoming the tycoon of anything. You're already the dictator on this island of all food services. There's also the promotional blitz where you deliver flyers for your truck services to the neighborhood that you want to kind of build up. Once you deliver a certain number of them within the time, that area has a boost and you'll get more customers for a bit. Around the island, there are scattered hidden gems that you're able to find to give you a little bit of boost of your money. A lot of these are well hidden and sometimes it's really hard to get to because you're always stuck in the truck. You're never able to actually get on foot or anything like that, so it's hard to get into tight spaces. There's also a ton of minor things here and there throughout the game that also became annoyances, like not being able to knock over things like fences, or really kind of feeling like you have any kind of weight to your vehicle as far as hitting other objects. You know, going full speed and then barely clipping the edge of something and coming to a complete stop. But that's honestly the least of the game's problems. There are just technical issues everywhere, from the game crashing to it just stuttering all the time, trying to keep up with everything. I also ended up getting stuck on several occasions and just other minor little graphical things here and there, plus the game ended up crashing on me. Lunch Truck Tycoon 2 is available now on the PlayStation 4 for $9.99. It does have a Platinum Trophy, and the game is also available on PC. Overall, I didn't want to hate this game, and it's not the worst I've ever played on PlayStation. I can clearly see that the developers put a bit of effort in. I just think they should have focused on maybe a more simple premise, or maybe just an arcade-style game of the truck delivering food to the areas. With that said, I'm going to be giving Lunch Truck Tycoon 2 a 2 out of 10. But anyway guys, going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.